It's the beginning of December, and now is the time to plant for the coming season for the spring planting. So I'm going to share this information with you. We're done with the fall planting. We have few things we're still harvesting, some cilantro and green beans is about to be harvested. We have overwintering for fava beans, a little bit of wheat, and garlic. So that is going to be harvested in the spring. But other than that, there is have nothing to do at this point as far as gardening. But the most important part is to plant for the coming season. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. So first, we decided what we want to raise, what we want to grow on in our garden, as far as two things: what we want to eat, and the other part is what we can grow as crops to feed our animals, the rabbits and the chicken. So with that, I made a list of uh, all the seeds that I have on hand and the seeds that I already ordered for the coming season, all the seeds that I already harvested from the last season. I use the spreadsheet, Excel spreadsheet to list all my records. You can do this on paper or whatever method you like, as long as you actually keep records. So I listed all the seeds that we have on hand, seeds on hand. And these seeds are listed here, all the seeds we have from previous seasons, and the seeds we purchased this year, and the seeds we actually harvested from previous crops. And we sorted them according to importance from level 1 to level 5. So if we don't have enough space to plant all these, we have a total of 24 type of seeds. Then we end up starting with the most important, and or if we don't have the time to plant all these, we already have planted the most important for us, and then we keep going down the list. We recorded the source from the seed, what seed company we purchased this from, if it's a Harvest or a certain seed company, Truleaf Market. We have some seeds from Strictly Medicinal LLC and Seed Saver Exchange, Peaceful Valley Farm, some seeds from M.I. Gardner, but we already planted those. And then we have date acquired, so we know how all the seeds are. Here it says in bed, means that we going to harvest the garlic by the spring, and it's going to get planted in the fall. So but we account for what we have already. When we harvest our garlic, we're gonna keep 1 pound for seeds for next season, and we'll use the rest. Other than the date acquired or how long we have these seeds, we have the quantity. So these are the quantities of actual seeds. And then, so for example, for the corn, we have 300 seeds according to the package information. And now we have spacing, how much space between each plant and how much space between rows, and it give me, with this calculation, I need 30 feet by 60 feet bed to plant my corn. That's 1,800 square feet. So this says north to south, west to east. So my my rows goes north to south, and the width of the bed will be 60 feet, so that will be 20 rows, each row 30 feet long. And going down the list, that's all we recorded. That means I need 4,469 square feet to plant all these. If we plant all the seeds, there is possibility we plant only 150 seeds from one crop and keep 150 for the following season, but that's for total. And following to that, the plan, what we're gonna harvest. So this is record of what we have and how much space it's need, and here planting. So that's for timing. We have the same list with the same importance. Now planting date. So we plan to plant the cilantro in February 15. It has 60 days for maturity, and obviously we continue harvesting cilantro throughout until it goes to bolting. That's why we try to plant it early. The cucumber, we started March 1st indoors, so it has 60 days for maturities, so it will mature in June. We still have plenty of time to harvest before we get to a very high temperature that actually does not work for cucumber. We have 117 temperature, 110 temperature for a very, very long time last season that killed most of our plants. However, so this column will be recording the actual date we actually do planting. So this is actuality, this is planned, this is actual, and the quantity we planted. So depend on when we planted, and then first harvest date, location where it was planted, so next year we don't plant the same crop in the same bed, and the square footage we used for it. So these 4-5 columns will be the recording of the journal, what actually happened. So if we don't have a harvest, we can record that plant died, we have disease, whatever happened. But this is our plan for this year. With this amount of square footage needed, I need 1,800 square feet for the corn. I'm gonna probably put it here. I'm clearing the area, and then I will remove all the grass and try to put some wood chips to cover it through the winter, so when spring comes the ground will be ready. I'm clearing this area as well because I do need more square footage, as you saw on the spreadsheet. And this area with the high grass, high weeds, there is alfalfa mixed in it. I use it for the rabbit. And beyond these posts that has signs on them, there is an area that's planted fava beans and a little bit of wheat. So I'm gonna use this area here and this area here to do my crops, plus the garden beds, obviously, for the vegetables. So that's how we are going to keep track of what we do for the coming season. We have troubles dealing with weather changes between the last frost and a 95-degree temperature and going up from that point up. is only 40 days. And by the end of the summer, in the fall, between the 90s in October and the first frost is also 45 days. So we are trying to change our planting season. I have a couple of videos about that issue. I'm posting them on the screen. And those schedules where when we going to plant these things, consider the how many days for plant maturity and the temperature that we experienced in the last couple of years, and try to plant them as early as possible or as late as possible. Use indoor with grow light, or use a greenhouse, or use a different method to give that plants more opportunity to come to harvest time before it gets hit with a very high temperature or a very cold temperature. So that's what we're trying to do this year, and hopefully it works. I will keep you updated. Thank you very much for watching, and hopefully that was informative. You enjoyed it. Please subscribe already if you haven't subscribed. That helps the channel. And like the video if you do like it, and subscribe, hit the bell. You get notified for future videos. Thank you again. God bless you, and see you next time.